Good morning. Thank you, Peter. And I just realized that maybe we need to change the name because it's very easy to misspell, and it's with two sets. But well, yeah. So I'm Tommy Ferraz, one of the founders. The other one is there, Jose, of Voizzup. And we are going to share with you the experience with VRT Sandbox and with one of their stations, with M&M. What we do for radio stations, we help them evaluate content. What we are providing stations is continuous audience insights, but it's not only that, it's not only research. What we do is we give them a framework for turning that continuous insight into continuous content improvement. And we do that using three different layers or pillars, three elements: technology, methodology, and data science. I explained the technology, it's something very simple. We collect all the reactions, all the interactions from listeners on the mobile apps of the stations, iOS and Android. It's everything they do with the app. Volume up, volume down, play, pause, stop, anything that they do on the screen. And we cross that with the log of contents of the station. So from the playout system of the station, we collect everything that goes on air, minute by minute, and we cross those data. And we translate it into very clear radio language, and we put it daily in a dashboard, very intuitive, very clear, where daily learning happens. They can see, for example, M&M, the morning show of M&M, they learn how new segments, like for example in the last 2 weeks they started 2 new segments, how they start engaging listeners in a positive way from the beginning, from the first day, how they consistently, every day, engage listeners with volumes and with time spent listening. And after the daily learning from the first day, when we have something like these segments that perform well, we sometimes have things that perform bad or not as we expected. And there's something very human. It's normal in radio professionals, the temptation of overreacting and saying, oh my God, this didn't work, I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to take it out from on air. And we think that's a mistake because when you have continuous insights, you have the opportunity to just continue testing and having a very solid, very consistent conclusion in some time, and not a very, very long time. So for example, when you put a song and it doesn't perform as you expected, it could be because you could say, yeah, this song doesn't work, I'm going to remove it from my music scheduling. That would be a mistake because there are many factors involved. It could be the genre, it could be the mood, it could be the tempo, it could be the sequence of the songs, the era, duration, and those are only internal factors. There are external as well: weather, traffic, if it's a holiday season, what's on TV, many things. And those, it's not that they play a role. So maybe, no, they always do. Those things are factors that are affecting performance. The same with spoken content. The same with the morning show in M&M. Could be the host when something is not performing well, or the topic, or the storytelling, the tone, the tempo, many things. Okay, so what we do, it's we encourage radio professionals not to overreact, not to be driven by fear, but to extract theories, assumptions from seeing patterns over time. That's the opportunity from continuous audience insights. And we hope them not to rush with conclusions. And we do what we call experiments. We use data analysis farther than the dashboard, farther than the daily dashboard. We go more into detail into that data, and we aggregate over time. We see clusters, we see listener by listener, etc. Basically, and in some of your organizations, probably your teams of developers, of designers, product managers, probably they are using already lean or agile. Basically, that's what we are doing. We are helping programming departments, content professionals, to be lean as well in their way of thinking and creating radio content. So what we do with our way of doing research, it's from that observation over time, that continuous insights, we extract assumptions, we create hypotheses, we formulate them, and through data analysis, we create experiments for validating or refuting those hypotheses. I'm going to, this is Peter van der Veire, this is the host of the morning show of M&M. I'm going to let him share with you his experience with VRT.
Hi, I'm Peter van der Veire. I'm working for M&M Music and More, is a radio station from the public broadcast company VRT. It's a daily breakfast show. It runs like already 10 years, a decade. So I discovered something new. It's called Voizzup, and it's great because I didn't know what to expect. Normally you get radio data every 2-3 months. So this is definitely different. You get data every day from every single second. So we have this little game in the show. It's called Punto Punto, and we play it every day. And every day at like 7:20, 7:18, we see this giant, massive green tree of people that are turning the volume up more really every day. This is Thursday, 8th of November, and this is Wednesday, the 7th of November. And again, you can see him again here, and you will see him also on Tuesday. So that is the fun thing about Voizzup. Every day you can see what happens in your show, minute by minute, sometimes second by second. And I was already aware of the power of the DJ. Now I've seen a genuine confirmation of what I thought. For example, when I say to turn the volume up, they really do turn the volume up, because I say turn the volume up because there's a giant story coming up in 3 minutes, and you can see in the data that the volume is turned up. Of course, you want to jump to conclusions every single day. You get the data at 9:30, and that is a very bad idea, because maybe they tune out because they have to drop off the children. It's so important to monitor the data for a longer period. That's what Voizzup does in a very good collaboration with our team. They analyze on a long-term basis. The fun thing is you can start experiments. I always thought, and every manager will tell you, interviews are way too long. Play more music. Yeah, but for the first time it was very clear to me that if the interview is interesting enough, users keep on listening, and they do tune in, and they turn the volume up. You can definitely see that in the data that Voizzup gives us. I've worked on this breakfast show for like 10 years, a decade, and adding the daily Voizzup information creates a new dimension, a dimension where no radio DJ has gone before.
So for us, this pilot with M&M and with VRT Sandbox is being very satisfying, mainly because working with Peter and how enthusiastic he is using the tool, and how he enthusiastic is about seeing how the show is performing every day, minute by minute. But also, we were very interested in working with VRT as one of the most innovative public radio organizations in Europe, because we also wanted to open the door to you guys, to actually public organizations in Europe. We are also working with BNR News Radio in the Netherlands for already almost 3 years, right? Yeah. And coming soon, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, we will announce a leader CHR station in a major European market as well. And, well, just for recapping, what we do for radio, we introduce continuous content improvement, and it's based in 2 very simple things that many of your teams, not in programming, not in content, are already familiarized with: constant feedback, in this case from listener, and shared learning cycles. So Jose and I, we are going to be in the demo area. If you think that we could help you talk lean or agile to your content colleagues, just give us a visit and we'll try to help you on that. Thank you. Back to you, Peter. Thank you.